And only when that happened did the Edomite get up in Israel. Only when that happened did a black woman get with that white man, or the Israelite woman get with that Edomite man and create Herod, and from him we had a wicked man ruling up over us. If the Edomites who was amongst us was so righteous as you are proclaiming him to be, then why did who the world calls Christ and John the Baptist have such a problem with Herod? Clearly detailed in the New Testament. I don't even make no kind of goddamn sense.
All right, once again, it's the hot seat, y'all. The number is 646-716-7320. Again, this is the hot seat. My special guest is the Guerrilla Hebrew. For those people that just called in, I see we have more and more people dialing that number. I appreciate you guys calling in. But we got to go to the next person. We're going to take a few more questions before we sign off. And again, if you're new to Debate Talk Free Radio, just dial that number and press the number 1, and we can add you to the conversation if you have a question for my special guest. So let's go to the next person. Let's go to 314-680. Live and air.
Peace, Fab. This is G Consciousness. Peace. Guerrilla Hebrew.
What's up,
What's
my
going
brother?
on? Black supremacy in the house.
That's right.
Black supremacy in the house. What's cracking, y'all?
What's
y'all
up, brother?
know my position already. You know what I'm saying? Edom is not the white man. Herod's mother was an Arab. Herod's father dealt with the Arabs, and when you deal with it, you look it up. Anybody can look that up. They was Arabs. I can prove that.
His mother was Miriam, brother. His mother was a Levite.
She was an Arab, brother. You can look it up. I promise. Anybody that looked it up, look it up.
I've got an entire lesson on it on a YouTube channel called Hell Up in Hades.
Let me bring this out real quick. And I want y'all that's out there listening in, type in Herod's family, and you're gonna see that they was Arab. The Romans came in and set the Edomites, which was a lineage of Arabs, was a mixture of Arabs, Edom, and Canaan, and they set them up over the Jews. So this is why you see the war and the conflict between the Jews, because the battle is between the covenants. It's between Ishmael, Edom, and also Isaac. Remember that. Now let me bring this scripture out real quick. Y'all know my standpoint. Y'all know I get it in. I go with the sword. Watch this. Tells you in Obadiah. I'm glad you went there. It says, it says, Obadiah 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Can anybody break that down and explain that real quick? I want to respond when you explain it as well.
Why don't you just explain it?
Now I want one of y'all to see. Can y'all give me understanding of that?
Hakai, go ahead.
Salak, what was your question?
It's how are the things of Esau stressed out?
Searched out, you mean?
Yeah, searched out. How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, the men that were at peace with thee.
That's talking about his allies coming against him.
Who was his allies?
Who do we consider his allies?
Who's Edom's allies?
Well, that's talking about then and now, but who we consider as Edom is going to be his allies in the NATO and EU. But back then it was surrounding neighbors.
Now, when you look at that text, it tell you who his allies is in Psalms 83.
How about that, Psalms 83?
When he said the tents of Edom, right? Now check this out. Let me bring this out for you. Edom was pushed up into the borders of Israel, Judea, by who in history?
The Nabateans.
Exactly. Who was the Nabateans?
Arabs.
Oh, you got it. They pushed them up into they pushed them up into Edom, to the borders, to Judea, and when they pushed them up, when the Romans came down, they came down and set Edom, which is a mixture of Arabs, Palestinians, and also Ishmaelites, which is the same thing.
Who were the Palestinians? Who were the Palestinians?
The Palestinians was refugees. These are the ones who are in Edom right now. I mean, who was pushed to the border.
The term Palestine is a corruption of the word Philistine, and the Philistines are Hamitic people. They were a branch of Egyptians.
Not so. Because I'm going to tell you why. Back in the days, they was. The name Palestine was given to the land by the Romans, I believe. By Herodotus and them, they came and they gave them the name Palestine, right? And it was called Palestine in the aspect of because before time, the sea peoples and also the Hittites came into that land, and also Israel came in that land, so they called it the Palestines, and also the Philistines, which dealt with a great majority of the sea peoples just as well. But for the most part, the people that's in that land today, they are called Palestines because that land is called Palestine, not because they're actually Philistines. That's one thing we must look at. They are the ones who was pushed to the border. So when they had that in the Maccabees, when they had a war, you had Edom on one side, then you had Edom on the other side that came into the land that was with the Romans, and then those that was in covenant with the Jews. Now here's your problem that you have. One thing we must realize is the people who came in the legions during the time of the Roman Empire, the centurions, was Arabs. That was all over the eastern portion that came and was ruling, and that the Roman Empire put over Israel. So this is the conflict that you got in the land now today. You have the Ishmael, which is Ishmael and Edom, which is the ones who's basically warring the land. The Ishmaelites, the Arabs, are using the Palestinians to basically be a pawn to cause conflict between everybody in the surrounding nations. That's the whole thing, and that's fact. That's today. Edom is not the white man.
Hey, LeRon, I got one question.
I just want to say real quick. Matter of fact, go ahead. I'll make my point.
Hey, you believe in the Apocrypha?
Do I believe in
what?
No,
he don't. No, he don't.
You don't believe in the Apocrypha? Okay, but you believe.
Some of the Apocrypha is on point, but I don't really rock with some of it.
Okay. Well, we'll fight you with one hand behind our back. You believe you're an Israelite, right?
Right.
No,
he don't.
I don't subscribe to that.
Damn.
Oh man, damn.
Damn.
No. Okay. Well.
I asked him the same question. I said,
well, Ezekiel. I'm gonna read Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Right.
Let me jump to that.
It says, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna let you respond to it. Well, I want to read two things. I'm gonna be quick with it.
Ezekiel 35, right?
Yeah. Obadiah, the 10th verse. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." Right? Keep that in mind. Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end. Key words, perpetual hatred. Now, in the words of Muhammad Ali, he said it about the Vietnamese, and I'm going to say it about the Arabs. Ain't no Arabs ever called me no nigga. You feel me?
Right.
That's a so-called white man.
Go ahead. Real quick. If I could bring this scripture out, too, this is Jeremiah 49, starting the 7th verse to establish context. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished away of Salak? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So this is contextualizing what these next few verses are going to be dealing with, which is Edom. Skipping to verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, which we know that's how Edom gets down. That holdest the height of the hill. Now we know a biblical idiom for height of the hill, it just means basically ruling the world. You are standing the tallest of all the mountains. The Arabs do not hold the height of the hill currently. Clearly the so-called white man in the system of white supremacy is ruling the earth. Now it says, thou that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, and we know the white man loved the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord, and Edom, just to further establish context, shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at the plagues thereof. So, I don't see the Arabs ruling the whole world. That's
now, let me bring this out to y'all real quick. Now, notice what the brother just said. If y'all know G-Con been practicing been looking at a lot of information in Armada, also in Sinai Peninsula and Arabia, dealing with geography, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what this brother don't know is when you deal with geography, when you go to Edom, their nests they dwelt in the caves. As Arabs, they call them strongholds. Hold on, let me bring it out. So watch this. Let me bring this the same one you was in. Let me manifest to y'all. It says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Why? Because these are strongholds, and they dwell in, according to geography, they deal with mountains in the eastern desert. Watch this. Whose inhabitation is high. Their inhabitation is high. So you went up that hill and you was to war against these people, as he told them in Israel. You go up that hill when you was in that wilderness, you're going to run back down that hill because you're going to die there in that hill. That's what he told the Israelites, right? So they in the mountains, right? Watch this. He says, whose inhabitation is high. It says, that saith his heart. Who shall bring me down to the ground, basically? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Where does the eagle dwell at? He dwells in the caves. He dwells in the mounts. He looks at his praise. He goes down. He swoops on his praise. He's a mountain dweller just as well. So this is what this is talking about. Let's look what he say again. And though thou set thy nest among the stars. Where does the eagle set their nest among the stars and the caves and the mountains? Right now, watch this. And this is also could take it back to Egypt, because when you look at Egypt, when Akhenaten went down to Elamah, what he did was, that's where he got horns from, because he will see a glyph come up off the two mountains, right? The sun coming up, and they call it Horus or Heru, right? So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with mountain gods. So they buried themselves in inner chambers, which they call man-made mountains, which was basically pyramids. So watch this. He says, this will I bring thee down, said the Lord. Now watch this. Anybody go search it out. Look up Edom. Look up Ishmael. Look up the Arabs. The Arab signal sign is an eagle. Think I'm lying? Look it up. Look up the Arabs flag sign. It's an eagle.
Now
don't lie.
let me